Before we begin, let's discuss the tools you'll need to complete it successfully. As a starter, you will need a code editor. There are numerous code editors available, including Visual Studio Code Editor or V.S Code, Sublime Text, Adam, and more. In this course, we will be using Visual Studio Code Editor along with a few extensions for starting a web server and formatting code. However, if you are experienced with another code editor, you are welcome to use your preferred tool. If you are new to coding or unsure which editor to use, we recommend downloading the latest version of Visual Studio Code Editor. You can do this by visiting code.visualstudio.com. Okay, now we are going to install two essential extensions in V.S Code. These extensions will help you format your code and launch your website on a development server. Okay, let's begin. Firstly, we need to open the extension panel in V.S Code. You can do this by navigating to the sidebar on the left hand side of the screen, clicking on the extensions icon, or by using the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+X on Windows and Linux, or Command+Shift+X on Mac. Now that we have the extension panel open, let's search for an extension called Prettier. This extension is a code formatter that can help you format your code to make it more visually appealing. It has been downloaded over 1 million times, making it a popular choice among developers. You will see an install button next to the extension name. Please click on it to install Prettier. The next extension we will install is called Live Server. The extension will allow you to launch your website inside a development web server with almost 8 million downloads. It is a widely used extension. To install Live Server, search for it in the extension panel, click on the install button, and wait for the installation process to complete. Congratulations, you have successfully installed two essential extensions in V.S Code. We hope that these extensions will help you in your coding endeavor. Okay, now to begin, create a new folder by right-clicking on your desktop or any other location on your computer and selecting the new folder option. For this demonstration, we will name it HTML, although you may choose any name you prefer. Next, return to V.S Code and access the Explorer panel. Open the folder you have just created by selecting Open Folder. At present, this folder is empty, so let us add a new file called index.html. As previously mentioned, index.html frequently serves as a website homepage, and we will proceed with that notion. Close the Explorer panel by pressing Command+B on a Mac or Ctrl+B on Windows computer. The first step in this process is to inform the browser that this is an HTML5 document. Begin by typing a left angle bracket. The suggestion list will appear with doc type or document type listed first. Press enter or tab and V.S Code will generate this code for you. This line of code is known as a doc type declaration and informs the browser that this is an HTML5 document. The previous version of HTML doc type declaration was lengthy and unwieldy, but HTML5 addresses this issue. We need only type document HTML, and it is important to note that HTML is not a case-sensitive language, although we conventionally type everything in lowercase except doc type, which we will maintain in uppercase. Next, we will use HTML element to define the structure of this web page. The first element we will use in the HTML element, which we can create by typing HTML and pressing tab or enter. V.S Code will again generate this code for you. The left side of this code is called the opening tag, while the right side is the closing tag. Most HTML elements have both opening and closing tags, although there are exceptions that we will discuss later in this tutorial. Inside this element, we will add two additional elements, head and body. We use the head element to provide the browser with information about this page, such as the title of the page that will appear in the browser. Let us name this page My First Web Page using the title element. Save the changes by pressing Command+S on a Mac or Ctrl+S on a Windows computer. Before moving forward, right-click somewhere and select Open Server to open the page using the development server we just installed. The page is currently blank since we have not yet added any element to it. The title that we type "My first web page" appears in the browser. Look at the URL or address of this page. Now we will add elements that will appear on our page inside the body element. Suppose we want to display a tweet, we will need image and text elements. Begin by typing img for image and pressing tab. This image element differs from other elements we have created so far. It does not have a closing tag, only an opening tag, since the image element cannot have child element. In previous version of HTML, a / indicate a self-closing tag. However, HTML5 has eliminated this necessity. Here we have two attributes, source and alt. Use the source attribute to specify the path to the image. Create a new folder named Images in the Explorer panel by pressing Command B on Mac or Ctrl B on a Windows computer. For this demonstration, we will use an image provided below this video. Drop the image into the Images folder. In double quote, type images/sanyal.jpg. Currently, Visual Studio Code is proposing a suggested name which can be completed by pressing the tab to generate a visual appealing code. The alt attribute, an abbreviation for alternative text, is utilized to provide descriptive text for the browser to display in the event that the image cannot be displayed. Further details on this attribute will be covered in future lessons. At this point, the attribute will be removed. Next, a paragraph element will be added to the page by tapping P and then the Twitter handle @Sani1. Following this, another text element will be added to contain the body of the tweet. I love to teach you HTML. Once the changes have been made, the page will automatically refresh via live server, negating the need for manual refreshing. The current display contains an image and two text elements which are currently difficult to see. As previously stated, HTML is primarily used for defining the structure of web pages, and CSS will be introduced in the next lesson to enhance the appearance of the page and make it resemble a real tweet.